Hi, and welcome back to Gigi Shares. Today, you'll be cooking with Gigi. This recipe is not for the faint of heart, but if you're up for it, let's go. The recipe I'm sharing is called stewed beans or stewed peas and rice. I make this when my taste buds need a little excitement. And yes, meat is involved. I'm sure some of you can relate, so try the recipe and let me know what you think in the comments. So remember to comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Now, without further delay, let's get started. The ingredients. The star of the show is smoked pork neck bones, 2 packs. You can use smoked pigtails or a combination of both. If you're unable to use smoked meats, the unsmoked kind will do just fine. Fresh beef can also be used, but you will need to pre-season the meat overnight using the following ingredients: a little salt, black pepper, fresh garlic, you can use garlic powder also, onion, fresh thyme, and scallion. If you don't have access to some of the ingredients, just season the meat like you would before cooking and place in the fridge overnight. You can soak the smoked neck bones or pigtails overnight in water, or you can boil it for 30 minutes after cleaning on the day of cooking to remove some of the salt. Pour off the salted water and add fresh water to the pot before continuing. You may need to add a little salt to the pot closer to the end of cooking after doing a taste test. Our next ingredient is dried red kidney beans, or whatever beans you like. Next is coconut milk, 1 can, thyme, 1 or 2 large pieces or 6 sprigs, allspice, chopped garlic, chopped medium onion, chopped scallion. And our final ingredients are rice, flour, carrots. The carrots are optional. Let's move on to the good part, how it's done. Wash and clean your neck bones or pigtails by removing unwanted spongy pieces from the neck bones and trim some of the fat from the pigtails, but be careful not to remove the skin from the tails. Choose a pot that's large enough for the amount of neck bones or pigtails you will be cooking. Add water to the pot to about the halfway point and place on stove over medium to high heat. When using fresh beef or unsmoked meats, you may use low-sodium beef or chicken broth instead of water so as to add flavor. Rinse your kidney beans and add them to the pot with a little black pepper. I sometimes drop in a whole Scotch bonnet for flavor and heat, just a little bit of heat. Do not use vinegar-based hot pepper sauce for cooking. Rinse the thyme and allspice and add to the pot, along with the neck bones, the coconut milk, chopped scallion, and onions. Bring to a boil, then turn heat down to medium and cook for 1 hour. Watch it bubble. You may want to begin cooking the rice. After 1 hour, gently stir or move the neck bones around in the pot and do a taste test to see whether your beans are cooked. Mmm. If not, continue cooking. Use a fork to do a feel test on the meat of the neck bones and pigtails. The meat should be tender and you should be able to use the fork to easily pull small pieces of meat from the bone. Some persons like the meat to be so tender that it falls off the bone, while others prefer a little firmness. Whatever your preference is, just remember to make sure the liquid in your pot just about covers your meat. After your taste test, you can either let it continue cooking, check your liquid, and add water or broth if needed. Or you can, if all is done, you should continue to the next step. Now it's time to make your spinners or flour dumplings and thickener. How to make the spinners. Start with a cup and a half of all-purpose flour. Add a few pinches of salt. Be careful not to add too much. Stir the flour and salt to combine using a spoon. Add water a little at a time and use a spoon or your hand to knead into a firm ball. Add more flour if sticky. Remove the small pieces from the ball of dough and rub inside your palms to make long-shaped dumplings or spinners. Add these to the pot as you make them and continue cooking for another 15 minutes after coming to a boil. Add the carrots 5 minutes after adding the spinners. Continue cooking until you have about 5 minutes left. Then take about 1 or 2 level tablespoons of flour or cornstarch and add a small amount of water to make a thickener for your stew. Add a little at a time to your pot and stir until you've achieved the thickness you desire to spoon over the rice. Cook for a few minutes more, about 3 to 5 minutes, while gently stirring the content of the pot so that your dumplings or beans won't stick to the bottom of your pot. Turn the burner off because your meal is ready. Enjoy! Now, if you like my videos and want more, please do the following. Subscribe,